All right, welcome back to the Homestand Show. We talked earlier on the show, Justin, about John Morant. Police doing a welfare check on him yesterday after some social media posts, and all is good, apparently, according to the reports. But there's clearly an issue. There's something wrong with John Morant, whether it be, depression or he doesn't know how to deal with what's going on in his life right now. It's difficult to say. He's a star, but obviously a human first. Let's bring in our next guest, friend of the show, Gabriel Morency of Sports Good. Gabe, how you doing?
Hey, good to see you guys. Good to see you, Al. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. You've been pretty vocal about this John Morant situation on Twitter. What's your takeaway here?
Well, right now at this point, I'm just kind of saddened to see where this kid is at right now in his life, because he does have everything in front of him. He's got a potentially great life of success on and off the court ahead of him. Yet he seems to be derailing it himself. It's like the saying, the biggest enemy, out there that you have is in the mirror. And I think it's a classic example with John Morant right now. I was like everybody else at first, and I called him out for being a fool and being an idiot and all that type of stuff. But at this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit sorry for him. And I feel sorry that nobody around him has been able to rein this in, including the Memphis Grizzlies, who I think deserve a lot of the blame here. We can call out John Morant all we want. The guy's a kid. It's up to the Memphis Grizzlies organization to be looking out for him and not worry so much just so if he can win basketball games for them. They let it go too far. I get it. It's a tough. We all heard about the stories all year long. And this has been going on for a couple of years now, and they let it get this far. And now here we are right now. But, it goes to show he clearly, as you stated, Al, he clearly has some sort of demons inside of him that are not allowing him to fully enjoy success. I don't want to play a psychiatrist because I'm not one, but I got to believe there's some serious issues inside. And let's take a step back as well. He hasn't done anything catastrophic, right? He hasn't done anything, hasn't really hurt anybody. He got into the fight with the teenager during a pickup basketball game. We don't really know what happened there, but it's not too late for him to rein this in. If I was advising John Morant, and I'm clearly not, but if I was, and if I was around him, I wouldn't worry about basketball right now. I wouldn't worry about Nike. I wouldn't worry about the Memphis Grizzlies. I would just worry about him getting him into the right frame of mind, which he clearly isn't right now.
You know what? This is interesting because, Gabe, if you're Adam Silver, obviously you're going to come down with probably a heavy suspension on this guy. Does that change now for Adam Silver based on, John Morant's mental health and maybe not knowing where he is and how this suspension might affect him even more?
I don't think it does. I think they're already kind of have their mind made up right now. I think he's going to get like half the season. And if he keeps doing things, it could be longer. Right. And it's almost to the point right now, like you'd have to be worried about the guy's safety on the road every night, Al.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy to say. Like it's to the point where he could be a danger to himself and or other people. You wave guns around all the time, bad things are going to happen. Someone's going to shoot you. You're going to end up shooting yourself. Nothing good can happen from the things that he does. And, let's be real. Adam Silver, I think, has been a little bit too lenient with a lot of these players. But this isn't a discipline issue, guys. I think this is purely a mental health issue. And I don't like, the term mental health, and everybody's got problems, and it gets tossed around very loosely now.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I've got mental health issues, and they've got mental health issues. I think John Morant really does. You know what I mean? I think Ben Simmons, you know what I mean? You a little bit different, right? I don't know. You seem pretty fine, bro. You're kicking it with supermodels at Wimbledon, drinking champagne. You don't seem too down to me. If you're John Morant, guys, and you have hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're sitting in front of a computer saying goodbye to people, clearly there's something not right in your life. Because to be honest, and I hate to throw all you, me, and all of us under the bus, successful people don't spend their time online very much. You know what I mean? Successful people don't know. I saw a video the other day of the Arizona Cardinals. I'm sure you guys saw it, being asked about who are the four teams still playing in the National Hockey League playoffs, and they didn't know. People are like, oh, I can't believe they didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. It might shock you, but they're actually football players, and they're worried about their lives and their careers, and they don't give a crap about the Las Vegas Golden Knights. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't know they exist. So, we're in a spot here right now where I just hope that he's okay in the long run. I don't want to see this kid end up shooting himself, ruining his career out of depression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My own personal take is this mine, and we'll move on from it because I'm not straight, but this is my personal feeling with him. I bet you if I sat down and had a couple of drinks with the guy, I would get to the bottom of this pretty quickly. My feeling is I think he thinks nobody cares about him. I think he thinks the only reason people care about him is because he's a good basketball player. I think he thinks the only reason his parents are around because they like the money, right? His father's, courtside and, living this life and stuff like that. I don't think he likes all that. I think he's that's just me. That's when I look at the kid. I bet you if he sat down with someone that was damn like his girl or something, and he'd say, damn, no one gives an F about me, man. They only care about my basketball. That's why he does these things he does, in my opinion.
Yeah, people use mental health. People use mental health as a crutch, but this is, I think, I'm with you, Gabe. This is a call for help, and somebody needs to answer that call.
It's not a drug problem. It's not an alcohol problem. It's not like they said, oh, he drinks. No, he's clearly not right. There's different chemicals in our brain, dopamine being the number one of them. A lot of this stuff is genetic. We all want to, I believe in accountability for our actions. Yet at the same point in time, people do things that they can't control, right? Everybody in jail didn't mean to kill somebody. Everybody, you know what I mean? The road to hell was paved with good intentions. Stuff happens, whether you want it to happen or not. Stuff happens. And, Jaw's just caught up in this right now. But really, I mean, is anything worse than anything that an average person has ever done? That's my whole point. Like, I don't want to, he has problems. We should try to help the kid. But at the same point in time, don't villainize him and put him in the same. It's like everybody's the same now. Once you have like one little mini scandal, you are the same as everybody else somehow, right? And you are as troubled as everybody else. He's a good kid. I just think he needs to take a step back and I don't know, man. Is it a girl that he needs? Is it sometimes it's a stranger that can help you. I don't know who can reach out to him and who he can connect with. One last thing is, too, there's a saying, Jeff Van Gundy said it. He said, I never listen to, I don't care about criticism for people I don't care about. He goes, I basically don't care about criticism for people I respect. I don't think John Morant respects that many people, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't know what I go through. What the hell do you know? Number one, you're not as rich as me. Number two, you're not nearly as talented as I am. You're not nearly as famous as I am. He needs somebody, man, like a Giannis. You know what I'm saying?
He needs a vet, right? Someone who's been through it.
Somebody in the NBA could just say, listen, bro, man, I think crazy things in my hotel room every night, man. He goes, and like some guy just needs to tell him, this is how I deal with it. Block that out and focus on this. Man, it's not rocket science. It seems to me like no one's tried. When he went to that little thing in Florida this year when they fake suspended him, bro, he was there for like 3 days or something.
Yeah,
2 days.
It was a token little, I'm here and can I get back? I'm just here because, Silver wants me to be here type of thing. No, he needs to want to do this. I know we'll make light of it. It's sort of like the episode of Seinfeld when Jerry told George, you need a team. You need to go to Switzerland for like a month. You know what I mean? They need to be studying you around the clock. It's not that far, but he needs a serious psychiatrist that can sit down, say, what's pissing you off the most, Jaw? You guys, it's like The Simpsons. Remember like Ned Flanders when he snapped? Remember that episode?
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it? And found out he hates his parents. I'm like, all right, we got to it. Get to it with Jaw and put this cancer out, man.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
We're talking about vets, and of course, the Miami Heat have a great vet in Udonis Haslem that's helped build this just historic Heat culture over the last 10 to 15 years.
The Grizz don't have one, right?
The Grizz have no vets whatsoever. They have Steven Adams, but of course, as you mentioned, Jaw doesn't probably respect Steven Adams. He doesn't understand what he has to go through. But going back to the actual basketball that's being played on the court, Gabe, when you look at the Miami Heat, how have they been able to just take over the Boston Celtics, a team that was in the NBA Finals last year and seemed to be in a prime position to make it to the NBA Finals once again this year?
I think it's been more Boston beating themselves than it is Miami, to be honest. And we've never seen a team come back, right? Obviously from 2003 in the NBA, but if there's ever a time I think it actually could happen, it might be now to be real. Only because the Celtics are that streaky. And quite frankly, I don't think the Miami Heat are that good. And I'm saying this, and I have $1,000 on the Miami Heat to win a series. So this series. So I hope I'm wrong about this and they don't completely collapse. Now Gabe Vincent's going to be out. I brought this up, Justin, as far as showing the killer instinct, man, in game 4. And why is that? Mitigate risk and negativity. We're starting the NBA Finals no matter what 1 week from today, right? It's the finals start June 1st. If you're the Miami Heat, you missed an opportunity to prepare for the Denver Nuggets right now. Now Gabe Vincent got hurt. So now it's another carryover. What happens tonight in this basketball game? Did somebody else get hurt? Things can change in a hurry, man. Like we're talking about Ja Morant. You're the man until you're not. And, Miami were kind of exposed a little bit to me in a way. Eric Spoelstra's been doing this with duct tape. And he's really been moving pieces around and parts around. And he's always been one step ahead of Missoula. I think Miami are up against it a little bit here tonight. The point spread is high, but now without Vincent, it wouldn't surprise me if this game turned into a blowout once again. I still think Miami can find a way because Boston aren't going to hit their threes 3 games in a row again like this. That's the way I look at this, but I don't think Miami are so great. I think Boston, point blank, are just sort of beating themselves. They don't have it. They turn the ball over like a million times a game. They don't have a point guard. They don't have an inside game. When Boston are like big front runners, they're like a bully, the Boston Celtics. When they show up to the schoolyard and they hit a couple of threes early, they start talking and it's all great. You hit them early, you punch them in the mouth, bro. They get soft. They start taking lazy shots. You can break their will. I think the mental toughness of the Boston Celtics is a problem, but the physical limitations of the Miami Heat, somewhat of a problem. But I do still think Miami will find a way to squeeze out one of these games. I got the series ending on Saturday. I think we're going back to Miami.
I think very interesting take with the Celtics being a bully. Do you think, quickly, we only have a couple minutes left, do you think if the Celtics flame out in 5 or 6, it's time to move on from that Brown and Tatum combo that has got them to so many Eastern Conference Finals the last couple of years?
No, I don't. I wouldn't. I think the Boston Celtics are in the same position that a lot of teams are right now that we see. The Toronto Maple Leafs are a good example, right? I mean, you look at the Leafs. You don't want to trade Austin Matthews. You don't want to trade Mitch Marner. You don't want to trade Nylander, but it's not working. Look at the Buffalo Bills, right? Josh Allen's a big star. Who cares? What have they got to show for it? They never even made it to a Super Bowl, right? You know what I mean? And we can talk. And what are you going to do? You're going to trade him? You know what I mean? So we're going to get rid of Stephon Diggs because you didn't win the Super Bowl when you're damn good. It's a really tough spot to be in when you have a really good team, yet you can't win. To me, they lack a point guard. They brought Malcolm Brogdon in. I like Brogdon as a player. He's not that guy. He's not that distributor. They need another guy. It doesn't have to be a star, Al, but they need just some sort of pit bull dude just handling the basketball that'll set Brown and Tatum up. And in the long run, honestly, I don't think Brown really wants to be there. I don't think he likes the city of Boston.
No, I don't think so either. They wouldn't be too bad with the Kyle Lowry. I think is a guy that they probably need.
Yeah, a guy like Lowry. You know what I mean? Guys gonna have the ball and say, chill out, and I'm not going to turn it over, and I don't even want to shoot it. Just calm down and I'll pass it to you in about 8 seconds.
That's what they need, man.
They don't have that now. They walk it up, they take a 3. It's your turn, my turn, and it's all good. Yeah, when you're hitting 18 or 45 threes, but when you're not, they get exposed. Denver's
Gabe, I wish we had more time with you, man. We're out of time right now, but thanks so much for jumping on here. You were fantastic as always.
Always a pleasure, guys.